Hey everyone, it's Warriors NRL Fanatics. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. If you are a new viewer and you haven't done so already, and I highly recommend you do, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click that subscribe button down below. It's much appreciated. It shows your support for the videos that I do, and it really does help out the channel and the algorithm as well. So subscribe to the channel and like this video as well. Click the thumbs up on the video and click the bell so you are notified when I upload any new content next or when I go live on the channel. So yeah, look, State of Origin, it's around the corner. May 31st, that's right, Wednesday, May 31st. It's been played at the Adelaide Oval. So the first time we get to see State of Origin in Adelaide, it's going to be really interesting. And I can't wait for it, actually. I really can't wait because I reckon it's going to be a really competitive series. And, you know, just like last year, which was a competitive series with Queensland winning it 2-1. And, you know, Billy Slater getting up in his first Origin series as a Queensland Maroons coach. But this year, coming to this as the defending Origin champions and New South Wales looking to win back the Shield and take it off the Maroons. So I'm going to go through the Queensland Maroons team. That's right, that's the team that I support and that's the team I go for. One being because I live in Queensland and, you know, I just, you know, I've always been a fan of Queensland for many years, that I enjoyed like watching likes of Thurston, Cooper Cronk, you know, all those good players, Billy Slater, you know, they were all my favourite players when they were put on the Maroons jersey. So mainly that's the reason why I go for the Maroons, because I had so many good players that I really enjoyed watching and one of my favourites back in the day. So, and, you know, obviously I live in Queensland, so I have to cheer for the Maroons, basically. So we'll get into the team now. So this is the Maroons team, and then I'll give my overall thoughts and impressions and a rating for the Maroons team. So fullback, we've got Reece Walsh there. Selwyn Cobbo on the wing, and in the centre's got Valentine Holmes with Hamiso Tebo Fidel. Murray Talangi on the other wing, and halves pairing of no surprise here, Karen Munster and Daly Cherry Evans, DCE, is the captain. Thomas Flegler, the prop, and Ben Hunt's hooker. Lindsay Collins, the other prop, and the second row is Tom Gilbert and David Fafita. Patrick Carrigan is the lock. Bench is Harry Grant, Tino Fasumalawi, Ruben Cotter, and Jai Arrow. And the 18th man, Tom Dearden, and 19 is Christian Welsh. So, yeah, look, there are a few shocks and surprises, which I'll give my overall thoughts on now. Starting off with a very interesting one, and it's a pretty bold selection. Reece Walsh at the fullback spot over Kalen Ponga, over KP. So, look, Reece Walsh for me has been in great form this year. He's been outstanding. For me, he has been the in-form fullback in Queensland this year. If you're looking at the Queensland teams and how the Queensland sides have been going. So the Broncos obviously sitting high up near the top of the NRL ladder at the moment. And Walsh has been really killing it. He's scoring quite a few tries. You know, he's setting up tries as well. You know, he's burning defensive sides with speed and pace. That's one of the dangerous things about Reece Walsh's game is, you know, his attacking prowess in his game. But I will say this, look, I'm a massive Reece Walsh fan. You know, even though he did leave the Warriors, I have no hard feelings towards Reece Walsh, even though he left the Warriors. I think, you know, a lot of fans would have hard feelings, but I don't. I personally love Reece Walsh. I still think he's one of my favourite players in the game. He's great to watch. But I will say this with Reece Walsh is a negative in his game that I think, you know, he needs to be a bit careful. You know, I'm not saying, you know, take out that attacking side of your game out. I mean, you know, play like you see it. You know, play what you want to see because that's how you play. And I don't want to see you take that out of your game. But I think you need to sort of tone a little bit down as well. I think errors as well are something that I've noticed with Reece Walsh in games. You know, he looks dangerous, but then he can tend to have an error in his game. I believe he's up there in the NRL with the most errors as well. So I think it's something that New South Wales will be looking to target especially. And I'll be targeting him defensively as well in this game. So I think that's a big question mark I do have on Walsh. I think he's a talented player, no doubt about it. But I think there's a few things that there'll be a few question marks on, which New South Wales will no doubt target. But look, in saying that, looking at Kalen Ponga, Kalen Ponga has had a very tough start to the season in the NRL. He's missed quite a few games due to the HIA, and he's been also over in America as well, came back. Since being back, I think he's been very strong in a lot of his games since returning. And I personally thought that Billy Slater was going to go loyal, stick loyal to Kalen Ponga and pick him. That's what I thought, because we know that the Maroons are in their history of, known to always stick with loyalty and pick players, in that same position that they have in the past couple of years. But look, it's Billy Slater at the end of the day. It's his decision. He's the coach. I'm just a fan giving my opinion. So I personally would have had Kalen Ponga starting fullback, Walsh somewhere off the bench was 18th man. But look, maybe Reece Walsh is ready. We shall see. But very interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how he goes in this first game. Another selection I want to talk about is the fact that they've gone with the hammer in the centres, and they've named him with Valentine Holmes. No surprise, Valentine Holmes is named the centres. I've got no issue with that whatsoever. But Hammer in the centres, we've seen Hammer at fullback for the Dolphins this year. He has probably been in great form. He's been in excellent form. But we know that Hammer was never going to get their fullback spot over KP or Reece Walsh. So, but my second option was having him on the wing. I would have probably had him on the wing, Morley on the centres. Look, I hope it works. I really hope it works out well, but it's an interesting one. It's a very interesting one. And also, Thomas Flegler. That's the big one for me. Thomas Flegler is another big selection. Starting in this team. I'm not surprised he's in the team overall. Now, I thought he'd be on the bench personally, but starting in the prop position. Now, I really do rate Thomas Flegler. He's a very good young player. I think he's, been one of Brisbane's best as well. He's had some strong performances on the field this season as well. He's up there in their forwards especially. Had a good year last year as well, in my opinion. And I thought he has been knocking on the door for quite some time in the Origin side especially. So, look, big call by Billy. It's a massive call to start someone like Thomas Flegler, who's never had a starting spot in this Origin side before. So, he probably could have easily picked him off on the bench. But I like what Thomas Flegler is going to bring to the side, especially in the forward. So, I can't wait to see how he goes in game one. Now, you've also got Lindsay Collins in the prop position. Lindsay Collins, look, no surprise that he's in the team in general. Starting, probably not where I thought he'd be. I thought he'd be off the bench, but I think it's not a bad selection there to have him starting. Tom Gilbert is a very interesting one. Actually, it's a very interesting and different selection that I probably would have gone with. I don't think I would have had Tom Gilbert in the 17 altogether, but overall, you got to say Tom Gilbert's a very good, solid player without being outstanding. I probably would have gone with Joey Arrow personally. That's what I would have gone with, just in my opinion. David Fifita, look, David Fifita deserves his selection in the Origin team, and I just, being a person who's probably got to admit, I'm not going to lie, I've got to admit that I've been pretty critical of David Fifita, basically purely because of his, price tag. He came over from Brisbane, over the Titans. Look, last year, I don't think they used him very well. I think Holbrook, really messed around with David Fifita a lot, so that really didn't help him in that case. But this year, they've used him very much a lot better at the Titans. So, David Fifita, look, his form is shining. He's done a lot to get into the side, and he deserves it. So, well played to David Fifita, and I think it's a great selection. And I'm overall happy with that move by Billy to pick him. Now, the bench is interesting. So, you got Harry Grant, Harry Grant in the 14. You got Hunt in the 9. Now, that could have gone either way. That really could have gone either way. You could have gone with, Harry Grant starting and Hunt off the bench. But I like that Harry Grant's coming on, with some tiring forwards in the New South Wales pack. Bring him on, and he'll add a bit of impact there. And he'll defensively be strong, and it will add plenty to the attack as well. So overall, I think it's great. I think it's a great decision. So yeah, look. Overall, if I was to say to this just to say how I think in general of this Queensland Maroons side, I like it. It's a great team. It's full of surprises and shock selections. Some players I wouldn't have expected to be in the team overall, but I can't complain as a Queensland Maroons fan of the side that we've picked. And look, if I was to give this team a rating out of 10, I'm going to give it an 8. An 8 out of 10 for me for this Queensland Maroons team. And look, we know how important game 1 of the series is. It's on neutral territory. It's in Adelaide. Overall, if you look at the bigger picture over the years with Origin, is the team that's won the first game goes on to win the series pretty much, I would say 99% of the time. 99% of the time that the team wins game 1 goes on to win the series as a whole. So yeah, look, let me know what your thoughts are on the Queensland Maroons side. That's just my general thoughts. I personally think this Queensland Maroons team is going to be really competitive this series. It's going to be competitive in game 1. I think, the betting will probably have New South Wales as favourites again, like they did last year. I think I would not be surprised. It is what it is at the end of the day. You can't write this Maroons side off. Everyone should learn that by last year, that this Maroons team will go in to this year, and I think we'll definitely give it a red hot crack to keep the shield. But New South Wales will be there to try and take it off us. So, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on the Queensland Maroons team down in the comments below. Who was your surprise selection? What are your general feelings towards this Maroons side? Do you think they can win the series this year? Or do you think it's going to be a bit of a tough ask to keep the trophy this season? But yeah, make sure you like this video as well. Don't forget to click the thumbs up on the video and subscribe to the channel. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. And goals to get to 2,400 subscribers over the next couple of months. And I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers, everyone.